Correct. So what we're looking at here is one of the first stages, which is a stage that's resembling Grease. One of the things you can see here is that the team has created a brand new engine for this called the Hedgehog engine, which is going to be able to really cater to the fact of that we've got Sonic going upwards of 300 miles an hour.
Wow.
So as you can see here, there's a new lighting system, new draw rate, everything going with this engine. Now, as you can see on the bottom left-hand corner, I've got what's called ring energy. So in addition to the rings, you know, collecting them for extra lives and whatnot and acting as Sonic's health, we also have that ring energy. And what that ring energy will do is, as soon as I fill it, I can engage what's called Sonic Boost. And that's where we've got Sonic going about 300 miles an hour. We've still got the homing attacks that everyone's used to, and we've introducing a new concept for Sonic, which is the drift. So you're going to be able to drift with Sonic, very similar to a car racing game.
That's awesome. Now, this is an alpha build of this game, correct?
Correct. So a lot of the frame rates and slowdowns that you see here won't actually exist, obviously, in the final version.
Totally. This is the first time you guys are showing it here at E3, right?
Correct.
Man, it is super fast.
So as you can see here, we're going back to sort of a 2D gameplay style here, and you know, giving you a different view of Sonic.
Well, it's definitely. Yeah, I was looking at this earlier. Now, this is. There's some business they had in Ratchet & Clank was like this, and I definitely was a big fan of it. So seeing some more rail jumping is never a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. We've also got a couple different levels that we'll be able to show you. I'm going to show you the new China stage.
I saw the left button and the right button show up there for a second. That was just having you be able to jump on the other rail.
Yeah, it's just you jumping and switching from different rails. So we're also using it for something called the Quick Step.
Yeah.
So very much like a first-person shooter, you're going to be able to see Sonic strafing side to side. So at no point do you really have to stop going or lose the momentum. So really catering it so you can just keep on going and keep playing.
No. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense because in a lot of the games that we played today, is going as fast as you can possibly forward. You get like, you know, what are these kudos or drift points or whatever else, you know, flying around the corner. So it seems like the controls are fairly basic.
Yeah, very easy to pick up and play. Yeah. You know, at no point do you ever feel like, you know, you don't know what to do or what happens, especially since at the beginning, you know, they give you a control layout so you can actually take a look at that.
Now, like the original games, it looks like it's fairly linear in terms of I'm going to go hella fast in that direction. Is there alternate routes, whether vertical or horizontal?
Absolutely. So there's going to be a lot of different branching pathways on this, depending on where you go. There's actually, I'm still sort of exploring some of these levels because, especially this one here, is really robust.
This is like a Great Wall of China right here, huh?
Exactly. So you've got Sonic running on what looks like the Great Wall of China. We're going to go through a dragon here pretty quickly.
Now you, in the opening, what is that?
So this is one of the branching pathways. So if I fail, I go to the bottom here. And if I would have succeeded, I would have gone to the top. So again, it's just different areas that you can explore. Oh, wow. So it really adds to the replayability of the title.
Now, and in the opening, you had mentioned our good friend, Dr. Or I should say,
Dr. Eggman?
Eggman. So it's like, is it still they're doing Eggman in Japan and Robotnik here in America?
Right now, we're just calling him Dr. Eggman here. Definitely the nickname is Eggman, although his full name is still Dr. Robotnik.
I gotcha. Now, before we go to the questions in the audience, you're about to hit this dragon thing, aren't you?
Yeah.
I want to see the dragon. That little dude is jamming.
So another one of the elements that we actually have here is that we wanted to add a little bit more of gameplay style with a little bit more time. So as you can see here, it's not all about just Sonic racing and just going fast, but we are going to be adding those little timing elements so you can go ahead and do a little bit more of classic platforming as well.
So I saw you take some damage there, right?
Correct. So the rings, as usual, once you get hit, you know, you lose a certain amount of those rings.
Oh, dude, that is totally
yeah, that's totally me. You're going to lose a certain amount of the rings. But again, the rings, because they are for the ring energy meter, you know, we definitely are creating a positive feedback loop. So as the faster you are collecting the rings, the faster that meter goes filling up.
I gotcha. And then once it gets full, that's when you hit your boost, right?
Exactly. And as long as you keep collecting rings with the boost, because you're obviously going at about 300 miles an hour, the more the ring energy meter keeps filling up. So again, you can actually sustain the boost for extended periods of time.
I'm sorry, that Maybe it's some of the lack of sleep from. Oh, the dude, you fell on the thing again.
I think one of the big things we've done is sort of reimagined what speed can do. As you can see here, I've got Sonic running over water. So we've definitely got the speed element to it, I think a lot more intensely than we've had in past games. So we've got everything that you really care about for the daytime, and then of course you're going to have Werehog at night, which just adds a new dimension to it.
You get all crazy like claws and combative.
Absolutely, we're going to have a lot of different combos that you can do. In fact, I'm actually going to just show that to you guys right now. So here we're showing for the first time at E3 the Werehog. So we're definitely going to give everybody at home a sneak peek at what Sonic the Werehog looks like and what he's all about.
Sonic the Werehog looks awesome. Looks all kinds of tough.
He's like all dark and menacing. He's got these. Whoa. What's with these hands? These hands and these arms are like abnormally huge.
It's because he's gonna break stuff. See, look at that.
Well, yeah, but dude.
So we've also decided to go ahead and add the speed feature to the Werehog. So if I hold down one of the bumpers, he's going to run a little bit faster, but obviously it looks a little bit more feral.
Yeah.
So Sonic is all about. The Werehog's all about unleashing Sonic. We've got a lot of different combos you can do. So we've got over here. I'll show you. We've got a different like charge attacks that you can do as well. As long as you just hold one of the attack buttons down. And you'll see Sonic's arms are going to stretch, so it's going to allow him to do a whole lot of different moves and get very playful and get very kind of fun with what we can do with combat.
That's awesome. Speaking of combat, one of the things I used to love, obviously, about, and I'm sure everybody does, about some of the Sonic games is the boss battles you have. You guys got a lot of big, crazy bosses that you go up against in these levels?
Absolutely. So as you can see here, as the world is split up, you're going to have, and this new nighttime element is being added, you're going to have all these different kinds of enemies appear. So it's not really Dr. Robotnik's creations at that point. So we're going to have definitely some new boss battles, some new enemies that we haven't seen before. So this nighttime's really adding just another dimension to the Sonic franchise.
Speaking of old friends, what about the you got Knuckles, you got Tails. Are we going to see those guys in here?
We're definitely going to be able to see Tails, Knuckles, Shadow. They are part of the story. Yeah. The game concentrates on making this a very fun and very enjoyable Sonic experience. So really what we're focusing on this particular iteration is Sonic and what we can do to really bring Sonic out.
No, do you get to play as anybody else besides Sonic in the Werehog?
Right now, we are not announcing anything on that, but definitely stay tuned.
That sounds like a total yes, dude. Kristen Riley, I'm hogging all the questions. Let's go ahead and see.
I have one over here from Zach Stedman from Manchester, UK. He wants to know, are there going to be any remakes of the old Sonic levels?
That is a good question. I think you'll just have to stay tuned.
That's a total yes, too. All right, we're doing good here. All right, what about
What about online and multiplayer? That's what I want to know about.
There is going to be an online component to this title, and again, that's something that we're going to be talking about as the months go by. But definitely stay tuned for more information on that.
Super rad. And then what are you doing here?
So here's we're showing a little bit more of the platforming elements to Sonic. As you can see here, though, with the ability to stretch his arms, Sonic's going to be a little bit more forgiving. So if you go over here, and for example, you just missed that jump, you just use the arms, and he'll be able to just stretch them out, and you can complete the jump. So there's definitely going to be sections in the stage where you're going to want to be able to do that. Werehog is also a really good climber, so you're going to be able to see him climb poles and swing across different areas, go on ledges, everything that you'd expect from a platforming type game. So we're definitely adding that element to it as well. So we really want to focus on Sonic, again, speeding through the worlds during the day. And at night, we're going to open it up to a little bit more exploration, allow the player to sort of, take it slow for a second and really just, enjoy what's out there.
It looks really slick. Now, you were talking about before, so you got Sonic Team on it. You got a new producer, fresh to the series.
Absolutely, it's a new team, a very young team that's making this title. So one of the biggest things is that they definitely wanted to take a look at what has been working for Sonic, what we could do to improve the brand, what we could do to enhance what speed is all about. So the team has definitely taken some time to think about what can we do to just reimagine what Sonic is all about, and they've definitely come up with something that is really enjoyable.
Yeah, totally. All right, so obviously there's definitely two distinct gameplay styles that we're seeing. You got the speed and awesome that we know and love of Sonic before, and then now you got this crazy awesome combat action, right? I know you guys are alpha, so I don't know if you can answer this or not, but in terms of like percentage-wise, breaking down like how, is it 50-50? Am I like halfway, doing combat and halfway running, or is it 60-40, 70-30?
So as the world is broken up, you're going to have different areas that Sonic's going to be able to play through. So what you'll have is you're going to be able, each of those areas is going to have a day and a nighttime component. So, here I am, I was showing Greece earlier.
Yeah.
So this is Greece at night. We've got Africa, and you'll see Africa at night. You'll have China at night. So every single one of the environments, you'll have a nighttime and a daytime component to it.
Kristen, do you have another one for us?
I do. I'm lining them up over here. I'm going to go with Nabil Kang from Paris would like to know, will the Werehog be playable from the beginning, or is he an unlockable character?
He will absolutely be playable from the beginning. This is actually the second stage of the game right now. So as you can see right away, you're going to be able to play as Sonic and the Werehog. So this isn't an unlockable section of the game. This is definitely a big part of the game itself.
Dude, the Werehog didn't make it out of that one, though.
Not as well as I would have hoped.
Now, I see you got the shield and vitality, so that's obviously different than your ring power.
Right, so the rings in the nighttime are going to go ahead and they will fill up your vitality. So you definitely are looking at them as sort of health. And your shield is what you get every time you finish defeating one of these nighttime creatures. So again, two different components again. So I think it's similar to say that we're using the rings as health very much like you would during the daytime, but you're also adding the shield element to it. So think of it as like the ring energy would be added to the daytime, so just something different. And again, there's going to be a lot of explorations, a lot of hidden items. Definitely want to explore the environment, see what else is out there, see where you can use the arms to sort of stretch and sort of reach areas that you didn't think that you could reach before, etc.
Are we looking for Chaos Emeralds again, or?
So one of the premises is that in order to sort of reunite the planet, Sonic is going to have to take the Chaos Emeralds back to each temple in these different areas of the world. So the Chaos Emeralds absolutely play an integral part of the storyline, as well as the beginning, which is, the draining of the emeralds is what sort of transforms Sonic into the Werehog to begin with.
I don't know if you mind or not. If you point me in the right direction, mind if I give it a shot?
Sure. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Here, let me just